Hello, today we'll be reading Voice of Freedom, Fannie Lou Hamer, Spirit of the Civil Rights Movement, written by Carol Boston Weatherford and illustrated by Equa Holmes. Sunflower County, Mississippi. Minister Malcolm X once called me the country's #1 freedom-fighting woman, but nothing about my beginnings would make you think anyone besides these parts would ever hear my name. Mississippi. I was born here, the youngest of 20 children. My folks, James and Lou Ella Townsend, were sharecroppers in Sunflower County in the Delta, where the soil was as rich as black folks was poor, where cotton was king and Jim Crow the law. When I was born on October 6, 1917, the plantation owner paid my mother $50 for producing a future field hand. The money helped my family through the winter. Child, I am proof that the Delta birthed the blues. Delta Blues. I was just 6 when I dragged my first bag down a row of cotton. My family, all 22 of us, worked in the field. Wasn't no other work to do. They didn't have no such thing as factories. These factories are something new. From sun up to sundown, due to dark, can see to can't, 20-foot sacks over our shoulders down miles of rows, we bent to pluck the cotton blossoming out. As 100-degree heat beat our backs, the dried bristles cut our knuckles and wrists. We picked 15 tons of cotton a season, but couldn't get ahead of our lives. You see, the scale was always tipped in the owner's favor. Our so-called share of the crop would never be enough to pay back the money we borrowed from the owner for seed, food, clothing, and supplies. Same sorry situation every season. Black people work so hard, and we ain't got nothing to show for it. I told anyone who would listen. Sharecropping was just slavery by a gentler name. The same folks still had us in chains. Spoiled. I was the baby, and my mother never let anyone in the family forget it. She told my father not to beat me, and she made my sisters and brothers give me piggyback rides, even though I weighed more than some of them. I could get into mischief too, like the time I cooked a bag of rice. It boiled over and made a big mess. My father was so angry that I ran off to get away from him. My mother saved me from a beating that time too. My father wasn't always serious though. After a long day in the field, he told jokes. We roasted peanuts and all sang together. Sometimes they'd stand me on the kitchen table and I would break into this little light of mine. I reckon I was a show-off. My mother taught me. A strong woman my mother wore